Hey guys, back again here for a bit. Surprisingly, it's not super windy here. Holy smokes. The first set of vids that I tried doing there were so noisy. Anyways, this is that multi-story building that I was working on. I cut the windows out, obviously. Here, I'll zoom in for you a little bit. This here is that packing crate stuff from the bottoms of fluorescent tubes when they come in the shop. What I did was I cut, a few chunks off it, basically so that they were in two pieces and it would fit on the wall, eh? And then I did it around the side here a little bit and sort of made a doorway out of wood. I'm, simulating, channel, that aluminum channel-y type stuff. This bit hasn't been rated yet, okay? And then I just ripped this off here, cut this out. These are just, wood obviously glued there, okay? On the back here, here's some brick effect. Took a little while to do the bricks, yeah, I admit that. Here's a piece of coat hanger. Cut off a chunk of coat hanger, eh? Left the little one prong on there so it can be a brace. That's kind of a neat effect. Surprisingly, this stuff is hollow, so it's actually a pipe too. Show you a little bit on the flooring here. This is kind of effect that you can kind of do for rebar. There are little bits of toothpick in there, and then we'll paint them after. Okay, so I just stick a little piece of, toothpick in the foam board. Sometimes on the roofs between levels, I'll have, I'll have the roofing boards kind of, or the paper peeling a little bit. It all depends on what you're doing. I kind of left that there just to show you. Okay. Show you on these bricks again. You can see I've pressed in a couple of them. I've taken a piece of square, stick, eh? Basically pressed in a few of the bricks. You can see how it gives it a little bit more of a brick wall type of appearance. Okay, and then on the sides here, you can see here, you rough it up and make it look kind of like it's, brick. So what I do is occasionally I'll take out one, in here, and it's kind of a poor shot for it. Try holding it up. You can see I've, dug out a couple bricks just to make it look like the, the bricks is falling out of the wall. And I think there's another one over here on the corner here. Okay, and now this stuff here, I just covered it up with a piece of wood on top. Okay, so that's going to be like a concrete, little ledge, hey, underneath the windows. And the windows, I did bevel them a little bit. Okay, basically, I've taken my, my sandpaper and just, I took a rasp first and roughed it, and then I took a piece of that emery board, sandpaper board, and then smoothed it down so it looks like concrete. Now the reason why I did this one side brick and this concrete is, when they're renovating cities, building new stuff, lots of times they'll build onto an existing wall building, okay? So I'm simulating that's an existing wall building, okay? Now, inside, you see on this wall here, alright, bits of the plaster is falling off the inside here, and, and put a little bit of, putty or sculpt mold or something there to simulate, the pile of plaster. It's kind of, and then along the side here, you can see I've dug out a little bit and then I've bricked those. Use a ruler, here's a hint, use a ruler so that, these bricks here are somewhat in line with these bricks over here, like, so that it looks right to the eye, otherwise people kind of notice, okay? Now, inside here, I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of make it into like a factory type thing was going on down here, okay? So, I've got a couple cardboard tubes here. This one here, I'm going to use as an air ducting, a vent over the roof, that's blowing air or sucking air or something like that. Okay, so I've dug it out so it's kind of a tube, and I've glued on a piece of wood here and just filled in the void a little bit with some sculpted mold. Then glued on a piece of cardboard that I've cut some, sort of screening type work in it, okay? So I'm basically going to stick this, underneath the roof here and have it, kind of hanging in the factory type thing off the roof, eh? Should look okay, you know, paint it silver. Can't see squat here, can you? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I want kind of a machine base down on the bottom here, and coming up with stuff for that is, well, basically you can, I'm going to show you some casting here. I'm just going to cast a couple things, and then I'm going to glue in just bits and pieces of stuff. You know, like here's a flange. I don't know what this was. It was off a water bottle or something, eh? But it's kind of got that flangey type effect. Here's a bunch of stuff actually. I'm going to kind of end this segment and then do a little bit on supplies, because some people were asking me some supplies, and I'm going to show you how to do some simple casting here for the bottom of this building. Okay?